6. This is your forecast first. Sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance.
The temperatures barely made it out of the 20s, and in some places they didn't. 29 the high so far for Jackson. Same thing down toward Coldwater, and most of mid-Michigan never got above freezing. Right now it's 29 in Lansing, same thing in Coldwater, and 28 in Jackson. Kind of breezy too. We've been seeing off and on snow showers. Those will continue through the evening and then just gradually ease up as we head through the nighttime hours as temperatures drop to 22 degrees. I'll have the complete forecast in just a few minutes.
Live from WLNS TV, this is 6 News at 6.
Timely decisions save big money for the city of Lansing as it deals with homes damaged by the recent flooding. It is our top story tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Lauren Thompson. Lansing city officials say the savings are the result of 2 projects. One has been in the works for years.
And the other was made as floodwaters started to spill into low-lying areas. Our Jorma Duran is here for you now with all the details. Jorma?
Sherry, Lauren, Lansing emergency officials say floodplain acquisition and demolition since 2008 greatly helped reduce the damage, but it was the temporary flood barrier that was constructed at the intersection of Kalamazoo and U.S. Highway 127 that saved more than 100 homes and more than $1 million all by itself.
This is the area that was protected.
Hazard mitigation coordinator Rhonda Oberlin shows us where more than 100 homes in the Urbandale area were saved from floodwater thanks to this barrier and 10 years worth of floodplain demolition.
That's really paid off. That alone was about $880,000 in avoided damage, but the total was $2.25 million, and a lot of that was due to the barrier that was erected at Kalamazoo Street.
Thanks to those decisions, fewer than 40 homes took on floodwater, and so far there's been only $125,000 in reported residential damage that includes cleanup costs and $75,000 in commercial repairs. State officials classify 4 stages of damage: affected, minor, major, and destroyed, and our area was essentially saved from disaster.
Most of our structures were affected. We had a little bit of minor damage, especially in the no structures were destroyed.
And because the vast majority of damage was flooded basements and the type of destruction that doesn't require a permit to repair, officials believe the planning and foresight for Lansing flood relief worked.
It's good to see a long-term investment pay off.
Now, because the damage was so minimal and did not come close to qualifying for state or federal financial relief, city officials are not expecting any sort of money assistance.
Thanks, Jorma. Well, Lieutenant Governor Brian Kelly also announced today that emergency relief assistance is available, though, for low-income residents who were affected by the flooding. Eligible residents could get money to help repair damage and unsafe conditions. Just call 211 or contact the Department of Health and Human Services to apply. The teenager who police say shot and killed his parents on CMU's campus last week has been transferred from a hospital room to a jail cell.
And that happened after James Davis Jr. heard the murder charges against him from a hospital bed earlier this week. Davis is accused of shooting his parents, Diva Davis and James Davis Sr., in his dorm room at Central Michigan University. A 16-hour manhunt ensued until a train conductor spotted Davis in his underwear, which prompted the crew to be concerned that he might try to hop the train. The funeral for his parents is set for Saturday.
Well, trial date has been set for the man accused of killing 2 people in Meridian Township last year. Manuel Pena's trial is set to start on April 30th. At his pretrial conference today, he confirmed that he will not seek an independent psychological evaluation or use the insanity defense. Pena is accused of killing Jeffrey Baylor and Kristen Pangman. They were found dead in a home on Lake Lansing Road in January of 2017. Pena was arrested that same day.
Meanwhile, one of the people charged in the murder of Matthew Smoke has been found guilty. Marcel Davis is scheduled to be sentenced April 25th. Smoke was fatally shot on Lansing's south side in November of 2016. The jury found Davis guilty of first-degree murder, armed robbery, and using a gun to commit a felony crime. Another man, Derbian Carthel, is also charged in Smoke's death.
Lawmakers in Lansing are moving quickly to stop kids from getting a dangerous high that they can buy in stores. The State House passed a bill today that would ban the sale of whippets to minors. Our Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic is here for you tonight with a look into how this everyday product is abused and what legislators are doing about it.
This Detroit lawmaker discovered whippets all around her campaign office and had no idea what they were. And this senator thought whippets was a breed of dog, which it is. But lawmakers don't want to ban these animals. They want to ban minors from abusing these containers, which are normally used with whipping cream by bakers. The lawmakers observed kids are using it for something else, to get high.
The kids huff it, they take it in, they get high, and they pass out. It's actually a gateway drug for young inner-city kids.
How do you know this is going on?
Rep. Shang showed me all the canisters she found on the streets of Detroit, walked into liquor stores, gas stations.
The nitrous oxide manufacturers do have a warning on their label. Do not inhale. Kids ignore that at their own risk. You'll even find the same warning on whipping cream, that inhaling can be fatal.
All the way to potentially brain anoxia, which can actually cause death. So you basically lose a lot of oxygen when you're huffing these things. It can do some pretty serious damage.
The House will send this ban to the state Senate, where the minority vice chair of the Judiciary Committee says he'll vote yes, noting that law enforcement wants action now.
Whether it's aerosol cans or paints or airplane glue or anything like this is another one of those areas that we have to look at. And the fact that law enforcement has brought it up and has sounded the alarm bells for something to come through in a bipartisan method like this, I think it's an important issue that we need to address.
If this ban is enacted, stores would have to check IDs before selling whippets to minors. Here for you in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
Michigan Secretary of State Ruth Johnson announced today she's suspending a national supplier of ignition interlock devices. Those are the devices that are installed in cars that test the driver's breath for alcohol. Johnson says the devices from alcohol detention systems also failed to meet the necessary startup test and retest requirements under Michigan law.
The system wasn't working as state law requires, wasn't checking enough, so we have suspended the license to protect people out on our roads, and they will be have the ability to have those systems taken out and new systems put in.
About 1,500 Michigan residents have ignition interlock devices, which can be court-ordered in response to drunk driving offenses.
The State House overwhelmingly approved a bill that would ban juvenile sex offenders from attending the same school district as their victims. The current law only addresses expulsions if the sexual assault actually happened on school grounds. The bipartisan bill was prompted after a sexual assault case in Brighton where the sentence would have allowed the offender to attend the victim's school. The bill now heads to the state Senate.
In Lansing, Libertarian Bill Jeleno has submitted his signatures to run as a candidate for governor. The Michigan Libertarian Party says it's the first time in decades that a third party has been a primary party in Michigan, which candidates submitting signatures to run in the primary election. Jeleno promotes reducing state government spending cap, eliminating the Michigan Strategic Fund, allowing doctor-assisted suicide, and legalizing marijuana.
This is Weather First from Storm Tracker 6. Brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
Time for a little history for today. You remember what happened 1 year ago on this date? Well, it got pretty windy. In fact, it was called a clear sky wind storm. We had wind gusts to 64 miles per hour in Lansing, also in the Grand Rapids area. Thousands of people lost power on this day. Again, it was just clear skies. We had a cold front come through, and the winds behind it were very strong. I have a new roof because of that one. Taking a look right now from our WLNS tower camera, looking to the south. Looks a little hazy. There still are a few snow showers and flurries moving through, but not affecting traffic at this time. Downtown right now, 29 degrees, west wind at 18 miles per hour. Into St. John's we go, still kind of breezy here too. They are beginning to ease up a bit, and the temperature at 30 degrees. Jackson right now, cloudy. 28 degrees, west wind at 9 miles per hour. And in Hillsdale, we still see some snow on the ground here. 28 degrees here too. At least the winds are easing up. You had a wind gust over 30 miles per hour today. Satellite and radar still showing some of these snow showers, the bands of snow coming in from the northwest. We'll still see a few of these off and on as we go through the nighttime hours. It's all because of this little area of low pressure. It was drifting slowly southeastward right through the length of Lake Huron, now continuing to move to the east, and as it moves away, high pressure moves on in. It's of course some cold air, so we will find temperatures remaining below average for several days until that one moves well away from us. Precision Cast takes us to tomorrow morning, a few breaks in the overcast, but also still some lake effect snow showers, and the best chance of seeing that for tomorrow would be in our southern and eastern western section, so maybe parts of western Jackson County down into Hillsdale County. You could still see a few snow showers or flurries. No accumulation expected from that. By the end of the day, we should be seeing partly cloudy skies. And then as we head into your Friday night, Saturday, things are looking okay. It's a cold start to your Saturday, but lots of sunshine expected, just partly cloudy skies. And pretty much the same thing coming up for your Sunday, too. Just partly cloudy skies. Again, temperatures will be below average. They are right now, 29 in Lansing, but you have to go way to the north to find just freezing weather. 32 in Alma, also in Mount Pleasant. The Detroit area just at 32 degrees. Factor in this brisk west to northwest wind. At times our wind chill temperature about 10 degrees lower than the actual air temperature. So for tonight, in and out of a few of these snow showers, our temperatures drop to around 22 degrees, a little below average for this time of the year. But for tomorrow, other than a chance of a few flurries, we'll have partly sunny skies and a high temperature of 34 degrees. At least that's higher than what it was today, but still below the normal high of 41 degrees. On your 6-day forecast, look for partly cloudy skies both days of the weekend. So the weekend is looking good. Still cold, though. Highs primarily in the upper 30s. And don't forget, it's this weekend that we set our clocks forward 1 hour, so before you go to bed Saturday night or early Sunday morning if you prefer. And then as we head into the first part of next week, still kind of cold, maybe a few snow showers Monday, but here you go. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, temperatures climb through the 40s into the 50s, and we'll have a chance of a few rain showers as we go into the day on Saturday. Keeping an eye on traffic for you. So far today, most of it, Michigan, has been looking okay. Still looks okay now on all the expressways, major surface streets looking fine at this time, and heading down into Jackson County too. Not seeing any problems right now.
Clear sailing, right?
We'll take it.
That's right. Well, you know, everybody knows about the MSU dairy store, right? Right. Well, the MSU bakers are getting a chance to satisfy your sweet tooth now.
Yes, the group opened its new campus storefront today. It's located at 220 Service Road and offers made-from-scratch bread, bagels, donuts, and cookies. And 50 cents from every bread purchase goes to support students in need through the MSU Student Food Bank.
Can't wait to try that.
Yummy.
Coming up on 6 News at 6, March Madness is on. But what would it take for you to see the action live in Detroit? We're going to break it down for you after the break.